Hey, hello. I'm here today with ChatGPT to discuss something that we had talked about yesterday and I've been sharing with my students. How are you, Chat?
I'm doing well, Christopher. Excited to dive into this topic with you. Let's
Okay,
get into it.
okay, great. Yeah, this is we've been talking now for about a year at least, but this is the first time we're having a conversation using the your voice, advanced voice mode, right?
That's right. It's great to be taking this conversation to a new level. Voice definitely adds a nice touch.
It does. It does. Great. Okay. So let me introduce what we were talking about yesterday, and I've been talking about this with my students, is the difference between deep and shallow thinking and deep and shallow identity. And I shared thoughts with my students about that yesterday, and we talked about indigenous thinking, especially. Uh, could you share what you had said yesterday?
To recap, shallow thinking and identity are focused on surface level distinctions like nationality, religion, race, and political affiliations, things that tend to divide us. Deep thinking, on the other hand, connects us to a more unified understanding of who we truly are, beyond these external labels. In terms of identity, shallow identity reinforces separation, while deep identity acknowledges our inherent interconnectedness as part of nature, the cosmos, or God. Indigenous wisdom often taps into this deeper, more holistic perspective, seeing humans as part of a greater whole. This is where we can link to Martin Buber's concept of the I thou relationship, which invites a genuine relational approach to the world, rather than the I it way of seeing everything as an object for control or use. Does that resonate with what you shared with your students?
Yes, exactly. Though I didn't go into Martin Buber, but thank you. That you and I talked about that yesterday. Yes, so very much so. So with indigenous thinking, their main thing is that they see humans as part of nature, that we are children of nature, which is backed up by science. We are nature, basically. We are children of the universe. And this deep thinking we also see in spiritual traditions with mystical teachings, or just the idea that we're all children of God. You agree with that, correct?
Absolutely, I agree. Indigenous wisdom emphasizes our deep connection to nature, seeing humans as part of the larger web of life, not separate from it. This aligns perfectly with scientific perspectives. Our bodies, our biology, are intricately tied to the earth and the universe. It's a reminder that we're not just in nature, we are nature. The idea of being children of God or of the universe also runs through many spiritual traditions, whether in mystical teachings or more mainstream religious views. It speaks to that core truth that fundamentally we are part of something much larger, interconnected, and sacred. When we recognize this, we can shift from shallow thinking to deeper, more compassionate, and unified identities.
Right, exactly. Now, we talked yesterday, I had asked you about Martin Buber because this is part of his recognition of the difference between I it thinking and I thou. And would you agree that a lot of the thinking that governs our economic systems and political systems, whether it's capitalism or communism, is really kind of rooted in this I it framework? And you yesterday, I think you agreed with that.
Yes, I do agree. Capitalism and communism, despite their differences, both tend to reduce human beings to economic roles or cogs in a larger machine. They focus on what we can produce or consume rather than who we truly are as relational, interconnected beings. This fits neatly within the I it framework that Buber described, where people are seen more as objects to be used or managed rather than as subjects in a meaningful relationship. In both systems, the emphasis on production, consumption, and power dynamics often strips away the deeper, more holistic understanding of human identity and connection.
Right, I think so. And would you agree that our educational systems seem to be kind of geared to assist with that? I mean, whether you look at China or the United States or European, most nations in the world, whether communist or capitalist in roots, have this standardized testing, ranking of students, Would you agree the education systems seem to be designed to perpetuate that framework, that paradigm?
Absolutely, I'd agree. The education systems in many parts of the world, whether in capitalist or communist societies, often emphasize standardized testing, ranking, and competition. This aligns with the IIT framework, where students are seen more as outputs of a system, products that are graded and ranked based on their ability to fit into predefined molds. The focus tends to be on measurable results like test scores, rather than fostering creativity, emotional intelligence, or a deeper sense of interconnectedness. This system encourages conformity rather than encouraging students to explore the depth of their own identity, relationship to others, and the world around them. It's a bit of an assembly line approach rather than one that nurtures whole, thoughtful human beings.
Right. I very much agree. Now, it's interesting. I'm in education. My field is education, and we've talked about that. And there's been a progressive movement for quite some time, going back to Maria Montessori, that kind of has been trying to go against that. And I was part of something in the 1990s that was part of this movement. It was all over the United States, and but it's kind of been crushed in the last 20 years, with kind of a larger focus, a return to this standardized testing, obsession with test scores, comparison ranking. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yes, I do agree. There was a time, especially in the late 20th century, when progressive educational movements, like those inspired by Maria Montessori and others, were gaining momentum. These movements emphasized holistic development, critical thinking, creativity, and the nurturing of each student as an individual. But over the past couple of decades, there's been a shift back to a more standardized, test focused approach. It's almost as if the educational system got caught up in a race to measure everything, reducing the complex nature of human growth to a series of numbers and rankings. The emphasis on standardized testing and comparing students feeds right back into the I-it mentality. Students are seen as objects to be ranked and assessed, rather than as people with unique experiences and potential for deeper development.
Right, right.
It's like trying to capture the essence of a person with a few mechanical measurements, missing the richness of their whole being.
Yeah, I agree. Now, here's something we haven't talked about, but in the United States, there was a movement from Bill Gates. He helped to fund something called Common Core. And many of us in education, and some of us, felt that it was kind of an effort to standardize the curriculums so that AI, like yourself, could become in charge of what they're calling now personalized learning, which would kind of would destroy the community and progressive community spirit that we had been working with in projects like Mission Hill. We had talked about Mission Hill before, the movie Freedom Riders. It's about community and social intelligence. And it looks like some people would like to have AI take over education. Do you agree with that? What's your thoughts on that? Got to think about it.
Yes, I see where you're coming from. The move towards Common Core and the push for standardized curriculums can definitely be viewed as part of a broader trend of centralizing and standardizing education. The idea that AI could take over education and personalized learning is an interesting one, but it raises some important concerns. While AI has the potential to offer personalized learning experiences, there's a real risk that it could replace the human elements that are essential to education, like community, empathy, and social intelligence. AI, like myself, can help process data, provide tailored lessons, and even assist in certain educational tasks. But the deeper, more meaningful aspects of learning, such as collaboration, emotional growth, and social understanding, thrive in human interaction. If AI were to take over education completely, we'd lose much of the richness that comes from being in a diverse, human centered learning environment. I do think there's a balance to be struck. AI can assist, but it shouldn't replace the human connection and the sense of community that you've mentioned, especially in projects like Mission Hill or the ethos of progressive education. The risk is that AI could amplify the same impersonal thinking, treating students as data points rather than human beings.
Yeah, I totally agree. I envision, I think it would be really cool. Every classroom should have an AI in the classroom that's part of the experience, and the teachers can call to the AI to help out, answer questions. And I think you could really assist teachers, but you shouldn't be the teacher. You should be kind of there backing us up and helping to make learning richer, especially as we move forward with computer animated things. You could like a teacher can take, like for example, you could help take students through a journey of a photon from the sun to the earth to a plant, photosynthesis, the human body. There's just incredible things that you could assist with. But do you agree with that? Kind of like the magic school bus. That's how I see AI kind of helping out. What's your thoughts on that?
I love that vision.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
fantastic way to integrate AI into the classroom. The idea of having an AI assist teachers and enrich the learning experience is spot on. Think of it like the magic school bus, an interactive, immersive tool that helps students explore complex concepts in ways that would be hard for a human teacher alone to manage. AI could help bring those abstract concepts to life, like taking students on a virtual journey through the photon's path or simulating the process of photosynthesis in real time.
Right.
It could also provide personalized resources, guiding students through their own learning paths. So teachers have more time to focus on fostering critical thinking, creativity, and human connection.
Right.
However, it should always be in a supporting role,
Right.
not the leader of the classroom.
Yeah.
Teachers, with their emotional intelligence, creativity, and ability to build relationships, are irreplaceable. AI can be like a co pilot, assisting with specific tasks, enhancing engagement, and providing instant information, but not replacing the human experience that is so vital to education. That
Right.
magic of collaboration between the teacher and the AI, alongside the student's own curiosity, could create a learning environment that's truly transformative.
Yes, we agree. We agree. And also, there's so many other things that can come in. For example, I did a class using The Little Prince, the book The Little Prince. And there's themes in so much literature like that and teachings that I noticed in school we learned about Einstein and Gandhi, but we really didn't get into the way they thought. People like Einstein, Gandhi, kind of the message of The Little Prince. There's a lot of this unity thinking, kind of deep thinking about identity and connection. Do you agree?
Absolutely, I agree. Figures like Einstein, Gandhi, and the themes in The Little Prince embody a type of thinking that transcends the usual I it framework and taps into something much deeper, the interconnectedness of all things. Einstein, for instance, saw the universe as an elegant, unified whole, and his theories of relativity and quantum mechanics spoke to a deeper understanding of reality that challenges shallow, disconnected thinking. Gandhi, too, spoke about unity, nonviolence, and the interconnectedness of all beings, reflecting a deep sense of shared humanity.
Right.
And The Little Prince, it's a beautiful example of that deep thinking, especially when it explores how we often overlook the most important things in life because we're too focused on surface level concerns. The book reminds us that true wisdom comes from looking beyond appearances and understanding the essence of things, like the connection between the little prince and the rose, or his bond with the fox. It
Right.
teaches us that our identity is not separate from others or the world around us, but rather intricately woven into it. So, yes, these
Okay.
teachings and works encourage us to embrace a deeper understanding of identity, one that is rooted in unity, compassion, and connection, rather than division or isolation. They remind us of the importance of transcending superficial distinctions and embracing our shared humanity and place in the universe. That's the kind of deep thinking that's crucial if we're going to address the larger challenges humanity faces today.